Welcome to our podcast. I'm Jess.
I'm Mandy.
And we are drama bonded. And today we're going to talk about Bachelorette episodes 5 and 6.
Yeah, to be a little transparent, life has kind of thrown us a curveball. And so this isn't going to be our standard podcast length. I kind of didn't even know if we would do it today. So this is kind of a last minute, like, we should throw something up there. So this is our last minute something up there.
Yeah, so don't judge us off this episode, but also thank you for showing up and listening, and we're grateful for you.
Might be a little scattered.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I just finished the episodes like an hour ago this morning. So
Question. Do they normally go from 7 contestants to 4?
I feel like, well, we had a couple things happen, right? Sam N and Sam
Austin.
M and Austin all be ejected or leave outside of a rose ceremony. So did that mess with the numbers a little bit?
I don't know. I just thought going from 7 to 4 on hometown week seemed significant to me, and I was trying to remember if that's like a normal number.
I can't recall. I feel like I'm surprised that we're at hometowns already, though.
Me too. I still feel like I don't know these men well enough.
Yeah, I agree. I think actually that's not a sentiment just unique to us. I feel like I've read that in places where people are just like, who even are all of these men?
I have enjoyed getting to know Jeremy and Jonathan more.
Oh my gosh. I am so in love with Jeremy. I'm really proud of myself. That douchebag rolled in that car and I was like, yep. And look at us now.
I will admit, when you picked him for your top 4 prediction, I was like, man, that's a real shot in the dark.
Dude, I know. Even I knew that when I picked, well, because I didn't know who to pick. I literally hated everybody, basically. I was just like, nope, I can't. So, well, I didn't hate everybody, but I disliked so many men that my strategy at that point was just Hail Mary. I've got to pick who I liked, which is why I picked Hakeem and Jeremy, because I was like, well, I don't know.
Well, I guess that says something about Jen's picker.
Yeah. She's on the right track.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm excited that Jeremy's in top 4. And like the last couple episodes just like endeared me to him even more. Do
you want to tell our listeners what else you said about Jeremy earlier?
I think he's probably really good at fucking.
Yeah.
Listen, I suspected this, and I don't know. Also, I feel like it's a little bit gross to be talking about a 29-year-old like that. I'm not that much older, but like, okay.
29 isn't too young.
He's an adult man. Yes, he is.
He looks like he's 40.
He does look like he's 40. Yeah, every time I see him, I'm like, yeah, he's my age, but he's not. So I don't know if that's good or bad for him. Men always just get more attractive as they get older, though. So I feel like a guy looking 40 isn't the worst thing.
No, I would never guess he was 29.
No, but the thing is like he's got confidence,
yes,
which is good. And it doesn't necessarily border into arrogance. Like he seems, because even the way that he was discussing like the Devin and Sam dynamic, he doesn't like Devin, but he was kind of like, yeah, I can kind of see where Devin's coming from. Da, da, da. So there's just been like little things along the way. He seems very thoughtful. So we've got confidence, thoughtfulness.
I think he's mature.
Yeah. Maybe the bar is in hell. And that is the bar. Is a guy mature?
Basic things.
Yeah. And I'm like smitten and in love.
Well, especially when he brought up the Jewish...
Yeah.
Like being raised in a Jewish family, him not needing his partner to convert to Judaism, but also just needing them to know like about his heritage and his family's religion and how he would want to raise a family in that. Like I was just so grateful that he was willing to bring that up.
Yeah. How tender that we get to watch two, people from different religious background. Jenn is Buddhist and he is Jewish, come together to talk about what a family would look like under those circumstances, and then both being like, yeah, I can make that work. I love that. And these are the kinds of conversations I want to see on these one-on-one dinner dates. Like, yeah, your trauma, I get it. It's necessary to like air out your baggage a little bit, but let's also like talk about what a future together looks like.
Yeah, I want more of those conversations.
Yeah, it was excellent. I really loved that. And that made me love Jeremy even more. I'm like, come on, Jeremy, you can do it. Pulling for you, man.
if we had to guess out of the top 4, I mean, it's hard because I think it honestly makes it look like she ends up alone. But if she were to end up with someone, who of the top 4 do we think she's going to end up with? Do you think she ends up alone?
I don't know. I am worried that she winds up with Devin or Marcus. I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird ending.
I do think Devin and Marcus, as of right now, are her top 2.
Yeah, I kind of get that, even though there are red flags all over the place.
Yeah, I would rather it be Jonathan and Jeremy.
Jonathan is also such a babe. I love him.
Okay, I will say this. Jenn was on Nick Vile's podcast, and they were doing this little game with her of like, if you were engaged to so-and-so, what would your life look like? And I think, I don't know, they did like 5 or 6 guys.
Mhm.
Jonathan was the only guy that she mentioned, like, our kids would be doing this and da-da-da-da-da. I don't know. I don't know what that means.
That's so cute.
She said,
I love
Jonathan
it.
was the only one she mentioned kids with.
That's weird because she mentioned kids with Spencer, but not Spencer. I don't know why I said that. Jeremy. But okay.
In this hypothetical game, Jonathan was the dad.
She's got 2 really good guys and 2 major red flag guys.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping the other 2 pull through.
And to be clear, while Marcus maybe hasn't exhibited red flags on the show, it's just been, there's some information online that alludes to the fact that maybe he is not the best person.
Yeah, when you mentioned that, I looked for that, and it's pretty awful stuff. Like, we're not here to, well, we believe women. Like, that's just that. So that sucks.
And I mean, hurt people.
Yeah, that's the other thing that I want to say, like, that I have seen on the show about Marcus that I don't like is it seems, though he's got awareness around these issues, he has no ability to work through them and be open with a partner.
Mm-hmm.
And he seems to be taking this stoic stance of like, oh yeah, I'm deeply hurting, but don't you worry about it, pretty little thing. Like, I'm just going to manage it over here quietly in myself. So I don't know.
I feel like that's been our theme of this week.
Oh my God.
Men.
Let's talk about that. All the things men will do other than go to therapy. God.
It's like they have the awareness and then they still choose to sit and do nothing.
Yeah, they're like, what's going on?
I can work through it myself.
No, you can't. And that's fine. That's okay. You know what? It's hard. And that's dude.
It's okay to ask for help.
It is okay to ask for help. And we all need it. I think especially like everybody lands on that scale of dysfunction, right? Like your parents fuck you up. Some parents are doing their best. Some, obviously Marcus's, I think, like they left him at daycare, just never came back.
That's so sad.
That is devastating. Like, you need therapy big time to understand
and
to
combine that with like what he experienced in the military. Like, he's got some shit.
Yeah, huge shit. And this is by no means to excuse if anybody goes to look up accusations. Also, just trigger warnings, be very careful with that. But like, yeah, it makes sense that somebody like that who's not handling their trauma is then pushing it outwards. And that happens in a multitude of ways. And unfortunately, that means being a terrible person to other people.
Yeah, and it was sad to see him not even allow Jenn to show up for him emotionally or to comfort him or to like play that supporting role.
That was so cute that she brought her stethoscope after the rugby tournament.
Yeah.
And he just got so flooded and would not let her be cute and silly with him, even in that moment.
Yeah. I don't know.
That makes me sad and makes me nervous for her.
I just hope she starts seeing some of these signs. Well, it looks like didn't they show a preview where he basically was like, I don't know if I'm there yet or something. I don't know if that happens on his hometown date or something, but
I am so behind. I think I actually have 6 minutes left of the episode 6. So
I'm pretty sure it's Marcus where they're sitting down at some dinner and he says, I don't know if I'm there yet. So maybe he does the hard thing for her. I don't know.
Fingers crossed. Or maybe that's what we're seeing is she gets to the end and she's like, you can't propose to me because you're not ready.
Oh, maybe.
That would be epic. I do feel like Jenn has done a really good job talking with all of them and navigating this. Like
Yeah.
every time she starts talking, I'm like, good question.
Yeah.
She's thoughtful, she's careful with what she says, and she's very attentive to these guys.
Yeah.
And they're not all giving back. Do we want to talk about Sam?
Oh, God. I mean, I knew I didn't like Sam. There, obviously there were multiple icks throughout the season, but to see how fastly it escalated to such an extreme ick, I was not prepared for that. I really didn't know he was that bad.
I didn't either. You had warned me. So I was like, okay, stuff is coming. And thankfully I was like in the middle of doing other things this morning. So I was able to sort of like only give it half my attention when that scene came up because I wanted out of my skin. Where they went to the radio station and they gave Jenn and Sam more time to connect, and Sam could not connect.
Well, can we talk about how his one-word response to Fantasy Suite was aggressive?
Aggressive. Ew.
I know I think his angle was like trying to play into their inside jokes where they have this ferocious love or whatever.
I'm so sick of the lines.
Still, like, aggressive?
Yeah, that's not it. Vulnerable. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know. I can't, my brain is drawing a blank because aggressive is not the word.
I'm trying to think of what my one-word word response would be. I think I would say time.
Time. Without cameras,
Yeah.
without the pressure of the show.
Well, and their time on the show is so limited together.
Right. So getting this time without people around, without having to, because everybody inevitably is going to put on a little bit of a mask being in front of a camera. And so, yeah, getting that time. Time is a great word. Yeah, Sam, that wasn't it. And then when they got that chance to talk, he didn't even make sense. What was he even saying?
I was going to say, what do you think that is? Do you think that is a lack of intelligence? Do you think that's a lack of like an ability to communicate given the circumstance with like the camera and the people? Like I truly didn't understand how he could be that incoherent and stupid.
Little bit of everything. I mean, he seems, yeah, like emotionally not intelligent at all. Maybe not quantitatively all that intelligent. I think he probably just doesn't also have any experience really listening.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious.
And then sort of just hears
he's just
what
talking
he wants
at her.
Yeah, here's what he wants to hear.
Yeah.
The only way that he knows how to connect is through bringing it back to himself. He doesn't seem to have a lot of empathy or ability to connect
Or relate.
I
think that's true.
Yeah. And so I think that when he's confronted with that and really pressed on the issue, he just could not figure out how to do that. He doesn't have the practice sitting and listening.
Man, the fact that he was willing to just go out there and say, "You're not my type." I thought
Like
it
to
was
double
be
down on that.
Maria or Daisy.
Ew.
And I do think there's a way where you can say something like that and turn it around to be like a massive compliment to who Jenn is as a person and what makes her the individual she is. He didn't make that turn.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like he just put those things out there and then followed it with like a bunch of nothing.
Nonsense.
Yes.
Yeah, that really made me sad for her. I think especially considering the whole drama at the beginning with Daisy, Maria, and Jenn, and everybody not being sure who it was going to be in the speculation. How hurtful then.
So hurtful.
To hear the one guy that you feel like you've had maybe the strongest connection with.
Physical connection.
Yeah. Come out and say that.
Yeah.
My God. That's why I think he is also, I'm with you. I think he's kind of just stupid. But it's hard. Like, I get it because when I'm nervous, I get the panic and you sort of just tumble over your words and you're just kind of scrambling for what you can. But then I think it's obvious too, in his inability to recover from that panic, just he went off the rails. So
It was hard for us to watch. It was hard for the men to watch. It was hard for the radio people to be a part of.
Yeah, I feel like it's so telling too that the men having to watch that were like, oh my God. And then when he kissed her,
Oh, yeah, that was inappropriate.
so inappropriate. He's like, my love looks like this.
And grabs her face.
Stop with the aggressive kissing. Aaron doing that to Kaylor in Love Island, like in moments where they're uncomfortable. It's like, that's love bombing.
Well, then he literally does love bomb her later.
Yeah. When she calls him out on it
Yeah.
and he's like, I love you. She was just like, stop.
How can you love me?
Ew. It was wild too at the radio interview to watch her in real time get the ick. I was like,
Yeah.
it's coming over her face. You can see it in her body, just the like.
But thank God. Thank God it
know.
happened now and not after she got engaged to him.
Or went through meeting his family.
Introduced him to her family.
Ew. Sam meeting her family. Can you even imagine?
No.
God, any parent would be within their rights to just like slap her and be like, wake up. This man is a problem. No, nobody should slap anybody. But you know what I mean? Like, just really, like, that would have been terrible.
And we've all been dumb on the dick.
Dumb on the dick.
So a part of me does get it. But like, thank goodness. I'm just so grateful that she kind of sat with it and realized what it was and was willing to have that harder conversation with him.
Totally. Because also, I love that she's like, this is kind of starting to look like another relationship I've already done.
Yes.
I was like, girl, finally, thank you. Wake up. You can tell now. Like, you are just dickmatized. Like, this isn't your guy.
Yes. Go, Jenn.
I know. I love her. I'm scared. I'm scared for how it's going to end.
I think she ends up alone.
I mean, at this point, that seems like that would be better if she doesn't. I mean,
what if Matthew comes back?
Oh my God, Matthew! That was wild.
Let's talk about that really quick.
That they made him go in and apologize to the guys.
I don't know why they did that.
I don't either. I
mean, I guess it's good TV. So like, walk into the room of men and talk to them.
Right, you're gonna make them all shit their pants. He's gonna shit his pants. And then everybody's going to feel better because he's going to apologize and leave with his tail between his legs.
Because Jenn could have just said no and they could have sent him home. That was totally such a unnecessarily produced scene.
I wonder, though, because we didn't get to see her turn him down. And so part of me at least appreciates that they did keep what I suspect was a very difficult and private moment private.
I feel like we did see it.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like gentle, but I felt like I understood what she was saying.
I mean, I did too, but I don't. Okay. Well, I feel like there was some things we didn't see.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
probably true.
In that sense, I guess they needed to milk that a little bit longer. So sending him in to say goodbye to the guys and like reassure them that her future was in that room. Another dumb Sam moment, by the way, where he's like, I have one thing to say.
We got some great men here.
Yeah. And like, he just said that.
My dude. Yeah, he just said the same thing with different words.
Sit down. Shut up. Don't ever open your mouth again.
I will say, like, it's annoying that Devin keeps acting like he's so superior to Sam. But in that moment, he was just as annoying as Sam, being like, if he comes, I'm leaving.
I know, both of them like, losing their shit.
Like, puffy-chested, huffy, macho, masculine energy. It's just like, just wait. Just sit down, wait.
Trust Jenn.
Hear what Jenn has to say.
Like, I love
Grant did such a good job.
I was about to say Grant.
Team Grant.
Aren't we so excited that he is the new Bachelor?
I mean, on the one hand, I'm a little sad for him because it seems like he really was falling for Jenn and was really smitten with her. And it seems like he has from what the little we have seen, he has a big heart. And so on the one hand, I'm a little bummed he's not going to hometowns. But on the other hand, I'm thrilled he's going to be the next Bachelor.
We get a whole season of him.
I think he's like a little shy in front of the camera, so I hope he loosens up a little bit. But he is a beautiful, sweet man from what I can see.
He is a beautiful, sweet man. I am so here for it. I've got to hand it to Nick Viall. He announced Grant is the Bachelor better than the Bachelor announced it. Have you seen I'll have to show it to you. It has everybody.
Oh, really?
It's got Katie Maloney. I can't remember the kid's name, but he is Josh Peck, maybe? Anyway, there's some like famous people saying, like talking about Grant, and they're like, I heard that he played off against insert famous basketball player here, or like funny little things. So I'll show it to you when we get off of here. But like props to Nick because the stupid show just like took his bio photo and slapped it on something and was like, here's your new bachelor. And then the next day released all of Joan's men.
Oh.
Yeah, they did not give him his due. So,
well, go Nick.
Yeah, go Nick. Thank you.
It's funny because Callie and Juliet were talking about it, and Juliet's like, there's no way he's going to be the next bachelor.
She's had some hot, bad takes.
Yeah, because Callie was like, he would make such a good bachelor. And Juliet's like, no, he's not comfortable enough in front of the camera. That would never happen.
They let Clayton do it, so
she's very much like an absolutist. Like, it's either yes or no.
Yeah, she's not good at the nuance.
Yeah.
We're talking about Bachelor Party for anybody who's not familiar with.
Yeah, that's like a longtime Bachelor podcast that I've listened to. And I used to love it when she would have on more guests because I felt like she responded differently to different people
She's
she
had
was
some
interviewing.
really funny comedians on there that have like absolutely cracked me up. But when it's just her and Callie, I'm kind of like,
I feel like it turns into just Juliet's opinions and less about the show.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Anyways, so Grant's the next bachelor. I was sad when Spencer called his mom.
I didn't see that, so walk me through it.
Oh. Oh, yeah, I forgot. So just at the end, Spencer calls his mom before he gets in the car, and his mom's like, honey, hi. And she's like, oh, no, what does this mean? And he's like, Mom, I'm going home. And she's like, oh, honey. Like, it's just like this tender moment where it's like, it's refreshing to see a grown man call his mom and be tender and sad with her.
Sometimes you just need your mom. Yeah. I get that totally. It's like there is no person other than your mom that can fill the role of this. And so that makes sense. I get that.
And it does. I mean, it suits Spencer to be like a sensitive guy that would call his mom. But
I really liked Spencer.
I did too.
He like, was he in my top 4?
I don't know. We got to refresh. We got to remember and double check. But I think Spencer grew on me.
Spencer grew on me too. I loved especially when Jenn came in looking for Sam. And he's like, has a woman ever come at you with that kind of energy and it's been a good thing? And he's like, you are a smart man, Spencer.
Okay, my top 4 were Sam M, Wah Wah, Grant, Dylan, and Jonathan. Dang it! I only got Jonathan left in the game. I also was sad when Dylan went home.
Dylan, poor Dylan. That man really like, he was sad about that.
He was sad. His exit drive in the car, I hope he's on Paradise.
Me too.
Dylan.
We're going to get some good Paradise from these guys.
We better.
Well, maybe we'll get lucky and Maria will go to Paradise. That's where she's going to shine.
That's true.
My top 4 were Devin, Spencer, Jeremy, and Hakeem.
Okay, so you have 2 left in the game and I have 1.
Honestly, which is shocking.
I will admit that I thought my list was stronger than yours. But dude, Jess, I think this is your competition. Like, you just pull it out every time.
That is wild to me because I am not even kidding you when I said I had the hardest time. I felt good about Devin, who I hate, but I was like, she's into him, so I'm not. I know better.
Smart pick.
But that was the only one that I felt like good about. The other 3 were just sort of like Spencer. She seemed into, even though
he made it far.
He did make it. As we started to get to know him, I'm like, oh, that was a bad choice, but he did fine. And then Jeremy, just like my man showing up. I don't know how he did that, but
we have to talk about the sheep date.
The sheep date.
Oh my gosh, watching this farmer talk about how they didn't even open the gate that they were supposed to herd the sheep into.
Sam M running past it and the arrows pointing at the gate.
The editing in that entire scene was gold.
It was so good. Also, it made me laugh. Who was it? Austin and Jeremy that ripped off the sleeves of their flannels so that they like looked extra ridiculous.
Yes.
Here for that.
That date was so delightful to me. Maybe it's because it's New Zealand sheep and it was this darling old farmer couple, but also just the juxtaposition of that with these dumb men.
These dumb men, man. Like nobody even thought to ask where the gate was.
The sheepdog was like, hello.
Like, you're paying my overtime, man. Now I got to go get them all wrangled back up. I know that poor dog.
Oh my gosh. I enjoyed that date.
That was cute. One thing that I did notice is the sheep running and were those like flies flying over them? Ugh. Yeah.
There are just sheep everywhere in New Zealand.
That's so fun. That's how I felt about cows in Switzerland. I was like, Swiss cows, New
Zealand so happy.
Sheep.
I feel like the cows in Switzerland are happy.
They totally are happy with their little bells.
Their big horns.
They're the cutest. I like animals in different countries.
Also, cows in New Zealand were skinnier.
That makes some sense to me.
Yep. They were just healthy cows that weren't overfed or
Yeah.
put on steroids.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's
side
fair.
note,
Anyway, cows. That's how much we hate these guys, is we'd rather talk about anything else.
I do feel like Jen's fashion has gotten better as the season has progressed. That high neck purple sparkly dress.
Beautiful. And it seemed like it was a little sheer in places.
Yes.
Love
that was incredible.
Her floral dress that she wore.
The one with the pink flowers.
Yeah, I liked that.
Stunning.
That also looked really good. Yeah, she's had some super cute outfits. Like they're getting better at putting her in stuff.
What was your take on the Wicked date? Also, how do you feel about Wicked?
I loved those books when they came out. Like I was all about that.
Do you like the musical?
Yeah, I do. The book though for me is just so much better. I feel like the musical became a little bit they softened some of the harder points in it, I think.
Oh, okay.
The book was very dark.
Maybe I'll have to read the book.
The book is so good. And I think is it Gregory Maguire? He wrote other books that I really enjoyed too. And one of them is like The Ugly Stepsisters. I cannot recommend that book enough. It blew my mind.
Okay.
So he's really good at, I think he's a great author, and I really loved the Wicked series. And so sort of just by default, I'm fine with the musical, but.
Well, how are you feeling about the movie? I didn't even know they were making a movie until this episode.
You didn't?
I seriously, since getting off Instagram, I have kind of lived under a rock.
I feel like that in a lot of other ways.
I've started listening to news podcasts so that I'm kind of clued into what's happening in the world.
That's so smart.
But
I actually have to like read the news now. I'm like, oh, this is daunting. And like go to all the different news websites, see what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. Instagram is great for that kind of thing. I think the movie will be fun. I like the casting a lot. I think Ariana Grande is a great Galinda. And Elphaba casting, I cannot remember her name. She's excellent. So I'm excited. And like they've been doing press tour together and like dressing on theme. So like green and pink. Ugh, so good.
That's cute.
They look amazing. So I'm excited for the fashion aspect of it. But there's things about it that I am like, the book was so much better. So read the book. I think it's a lot more political. I think it's a lot darker. I really enjoy the book.
I feel like anytime they utilize a reality show to kind of advertise a new show or a movie or anything, it just
cheapens it.
Yes.
I know. And I feel like Wicked didn't need that. I'm actually kind of surprised that landed. They've done this before, though, haven't they? They've had other movies, but it does seem like they were sort of like, respectfully, lower tier comedies.
Yeah.
That end up being on there, not.
Or the date is like they get to watch the movie together, or.
That would have been a way better date for them to get to watch Wicked before it comes out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Also, I feel like my view on Marcus is so tainted at this point that I kind of am having a hard time being excited.
I just didn't understand why he had to wear a green jacket. I felt like the date was kind of stupid. They crammed so many people in there. It just felt like a lot. There was a lot going on, and I didn't love it.
I'm with you. Not a fan. And quit sending Jenn up high.
Yeah.
Our girl does not like heights, but don't ever tell the producers that you're afraid of something, because apparently they'll just subject you to it relentlessly.
Are there any other dates that stuck out to you?
I don't think so. How about you?
I don't think so.
I feel like hometowns will always just be, we'll see.
So who has the interesting family dynamics? I know Devin, well, it'll probably just be his mom, right? And maybe one of his siblings.
Yeah. Jenn also
has
some tough family dynamics.
We're going to meet Jeremy's Jewish mom.
Can't wait. I'm excited for Jeremy's family. This will be fun. Jonathan, I'm also excited to meet his family.
Oh, with Marcus, I wonder who we would meet.
Yeah, that's That's such a good point.
Maybe his sister?
His sister.
I don't know. I wonder if he has a relation. Sorry, I don't remember. Did he say if he has a relationship with his biological parents at this point?
No, he didn't. I don't think he clarified on that. Like, I wonder who raised them. Did they just get put in the foster care system? Did a family member step up? Grandparents, aunts, uncles, anybody? We might find out. That's one of the things too, I think, that can be really sad.
It also wouldn't surprise me if that environment causes him to push her away.
Yeah, that's really...
When men have to confront something that they haven't confronted themselves.
Yep, they just love to retreat back and just do the same dumb shit that they've always done.
Exactly.
Rather than go to therapy, let's just go
circle back.
do whatever the fuck. Sit on an airplane with no music, no movies, no snacks. I don't know. It's stupid, but I think we covered it. I wish I was more excited about this, but it is what it is.
Okay, well, sorry that was like a hodgepodge of information, but I'm glad we jumped on here to give you guys some.
Yeah, at least we've always, even when life is lifin', we've got reality TV.
Yeah, usually we have more notes and more structure, and we do like a little brief before, but I'm just happy we jumped on here and
Me too.
threw this together. And just know that despite the life in, we love you guys and we're doing our best.
Yeah, thanks for listening, tuning in. Please share our podcast with anybody. If you feel like it, go rate us on Apple Podcasts. That helps us out immensely. And
oh wait, we have to talk about Stassi is going to be on season 2 of Vanderpump Villa.
Oh yeah,
I think it's at least worth trying.
For sure. Okay, well, I guess this is the point at which I have to say I am starting a doctorate program on Monday.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I would love to do that because Stassi is so funny. She's also a terrible person, but if she's going to be on TV.
I think she's going to be kind of like the general manager figure.
Oh my God. Excellent. Yeah, that would be so fun. I would love to cover that. But I mean, we've also got Golden Bachelor.
Oh yeah. We'll see how
we've
it
got
goes.
there's actually, like, for once I feel like we've got good TV lined up. So good things should be coming, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah. All that to say thanks.
Okay, love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Drama Bonded is produced and hosted by Jessica Brumbaugh and Mandy Booth. Graphic designer is Pigeon House. Special thanks to everybody who has downloaded and listened to us. We are so, so grateful for your support. Thank you.